Alright, welcome to Bean Sprouts 102. Now, when we're experimenting with things, if you do it just once, it's a fluke. So you have to do it over and over. And that's one reason why these beans are so small, if you can see that. They're actually quite tiny because we're experimenting, and I didn't want to spend a whole lot on mung beans, which somebody corrected me in the last video. It's not mung beans, it's mung beans. Cicadas are getting riled up there. But you can see how tiny that is. Not even a quarter of the size of a pea. And I got these from the Asian market because I didn't want to spend a lot of money on something I was experimenting with and doing lots of trials over and over. So I got these. There was a big 2 or 3 pound bag for a couple of bucks. So after I get the system down right, then I'll go ahead and order some mung beans from the actual sprout people. So, but for the time being, that's why they're skinny, is because we use these tiny little beans, and there's no way you're gonna get a big thick sprout out of that. So I'm gonna harvest this. I planted this out, covered it up, and took off out of town. Came back and it had sprouted, and they're about 2 or 3 inches long already. So really easy way to grow. But if you remember in my last video, I showed that I sprouted them in a jar for 2 or 3 days, and then once the roots developed, I tossed them on, and then the roots were going all different ways. So some of them knew to go down in the water, and some of them didn't know where to go. So you lost a lot of the beans. And that's a lot of waste, and I don't like wasting. And this time what I did was I took the beans and only soaked them for 6 to 8 hours, and they didn't sprout yet. Some of them, the skin had started to crack, but then I laid this lid on top. You can see this here. I filled this completely up to the top, and you got to make sure it's on a level surface so you can't get it to the top. I filled it completely to the top and laid this on it, and that screen was just touching the surface of the water. And I'll bring you in close and show you some of the beans, because that screen kind of sagged a little bit. So the ones that were touching the water, all of those sprouted, and the ones around the edge that were up where it couldn't touch the water, those didn't sprout. There's a few around the edge, but everything in the middle that was touching that water sprouted and had a better germination rate. Like I said, if I can get all of that screen to touch water, keep it nice and even, maybe get it tighter, it might work better. But I'll bring you in for a close-up shot after I'm gonna go ahead and harvest this so it's easier to see, and then you can see in towards the middle. In fact, let's do that. So what I did was, like I said, I just soaked them for about 8 hours. I was going out of town, set this on top where it was touching the surface of the water, dumped the beans in the middle, a little single layer, you don't want to pile them up, and they hadn't sprouted yet. Covered them up with this little lid and just took off. So your regular bean sprouts, you have to rinse 2 or 3 times a day. This one, I was able to plant it, leave town, and come back in 3 or 4 days, and they're already up to about 2 or 3 inches, like I said, and then I let it go another 2 or 3 days. I think it's been, I left Thursday, so that was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. This is the 6th day. So in 6 days you got bean sprouts. So, and I've been cutting things with an electric knife. That's why I like using this. Is my knife is just about the length of this. You see, it's real easy to cut. But a lot of you don't have an electric knife, and it could be kind of dangerous if you don't know how to use it. So I'm just gonna use trusty scissors today. And this is the first time I haven't pulled this lid off yet, not even to check it. So since I planted it 6 days ago, this lid has still stayed on there. So I've never even removed that, haven't done anything to it. So let's see what. Cool. Stayed there. I said, you know, you can see some of the holes in there. And if you come in, if you look at this, there's not a whole lot of holes left on there. It's just like sunflower seeds and that. So let's see what the best way to do this is. See if I can grab it all together at once. Try not to squash them, because nobody wants squished bean sprouts. I'm gonna stay about an inch above. I don't want to get too close because even though there's less chance of mold growth, like I said, as you get closer down to where it's wet, then you get closer to where there's a chance for bacteria to grow. I think these are just about the right time to start doing that. Take a look there. I'll bring you in here. You can see one little spot here. Looks like it was just starting to mold. Let's see if you do like that. Lay them all down like that. Now that's a cool way to eat bean sprouts. As you can see, this one tiny little container here, this gives you about the portion of, I don't know where you live, but where I live, if you get bean sprouts, you can get them in a big bag in the Asian stores, but sometimes in the regular grocery stores they just give you a little container that's not even this big. I think it's a pint, and you can see that that's just about the size of a pint. So a lot easier way to grow. And like I said, test number 2, we're gonna do it again 2 or 3 more times. I won't film it every time, but like I said, after I get it down pat, then I'm gonna go ahead and get the regular seeds from the sprout store, and then I'll show y'all how that came out. Alright, lots more to come. Got something exciting going on. We're gonna have Dave Schramm from Growing at Home in West Virginia on one night. He's gonna talk about his peppers. If any of you don't know him, you've seen him interacting in the comments. He grows his own peppers, all different varieties, and he mixes his own blends of chili powder. And I've tried some of those and I ordered some more. We're gonna have a live with Dave on. We're gonna talk about his peppers, his chili powder. I'm gonna try his chili powder. I haven't tried these yet. They're new ones that new to me. I haven't tried them yet, so I'm gonna try those on the show. Talk to Dave and Brad from Hidden Harvest Grow Lights. If you have seen him in the comments too, Brad has designed his own grow light that's a full spectrum light. Really, really interesting, and I want you all to see that. So we're gonna do a video with Brad, but Brad has offered to give away one of those lights to one of you. So when we have Dave on and we're talking all things peppers and that, we're also gonna have a giveaway for that light, so that's gonna be pretty cool. Lots of exciting stuff going on. It's gonna be lots of fun. You guys make sure to share this with your friends. Have everybody, once I announce what day Dave's gonna be on and what day we're gonna have this giveaway, y'all tell all your friends and get in there. We'll have a good time, give away some stuff. I might even find some other hydroponic stuff to give away. Y'all let me know what you want, some net cups or nutrients or hydroton or something, and I'll give something away too. So it's gonna be lots of fun. Dave's a real cool guy. First time I'm gonna get a chance to personally speak with him in person, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. Y'all, as usual, live to inspire, keep on growing, be the change. All right, I'm gonna get out of here because there's a squirrel coming up and he's wanting to get on my table and eat all this stuff. All right, catch y'all later.